Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another episode of 365 Days of Gaming. I appreciate you taking our time to check out this video. Do the thing that it says right there. Much appreciated in advance. Now, most of the games that we've talked about, I've done some sort of explanation to introduce the game. I'm not doing that this time, as you have to see and hear this game before I even tell you anything about it. So I'm gonna just let that rock for a second.
Oi!
Ah!
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 Right!
All right, now that you had a chance to hear and see the craziness of this game, let me kind of give you a background on how I came to play this game and my experience with it. So this is Ballz 3D, and it's a fighting game. So, I thought, hey, fighting game, SNES, how bad could it be? I was taken aback when I first started playing this game, and, not even thinking about the fact that the intro had my mom looking at me very sideways. As a person who was not a big fan of games, she was weary, to say the least. And during that time, this is prime DX time, so there's a lot of crotch chopping and references to genitals. So she was not the biggest fan of this game that I had spent a little money that I had at the time renting it, because I would never buy something as crazy as this game, even just based on the cover, which was only a basic picture of Ballz and just the title. That's it. So I had no idea what I was getting into. But this is a crazy game and an awful game, and one that you would only play as a joke. But I also needed to, I needed to have more people understand that this game exists for whatever reason it exists. And it's nothing deep about the fighting game system. Like, there's no super long drawn out combos or anything that separates it, other than the fact that all the characters are made up of balls, 3D balls, I guess. There's some sort of grab system that I could never really figure out. The arcade mode or story mode or whatever you want to call it. You gotta fight like 16 people. Half the characters aren't even playable. They're just there to make your game as tough and difficult as possible. But, the shenanigans aside, I kind of like what they were trying to do. It reminded me of Clay Fighters, which is another game that people kind of slept on, which I always thought was a little bit better than what it got credit for. But I also understand why people don't like it. It's not the most balanced fighter. It's weird. It has its own kind of flow to it. And that's what I kind of felt with this game, but to a very, 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 very lesser degree. I don't know what really differentiates the characters other than the colors that they have, because they all seem to be doing something similar, at least from what I could figure out. Like, every character has like a left-right attack move, which is like some sort of projectile. And then there's some sort of dash move that they all can do. And then if you are next to an opponent and you just press one of the attack buttons, then they do some sort of grab. And apparently there's some sort of finishing move, because the clown kept, as soon as I got down to like 2 bars of health, he would go into this long drawn out animation of him juggling on top of my body, and then I'd explode. And I'm assuming that's a finishing move. I refuse to look up a move list for this game. It does not deserve that type of energy and effort. But I just wanted to show you, this game exists. That's really what the whole purpose of this particular video is to bring awareness to the fact that this game was ever created. Not to get a sequel, not to get it to be some sort of underground sensation or anything. Not that I have that type of pull, but just the fact that this was purely crazy and people actually invested money to have this game created. And I'm assuming they thought it would be some sort of a success. I'm not sure. Again, I have not looked up much information about this game or the company. I just played it as a kid and just thought it was hilarious. And when I would bring it up to people, they would swear that the game wasn't real. And then I would show them and, enjoy their reaction to said terrible game. So that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to show you that, there are some crazy games being created and were created. And, I don't know what the goal was. That intro has always been something that I just thought was preposterous in the best way possible. And it kind of suckered me into thinking that maybe I found another hidden gem, but this was not the case. This is just an awful experience that if you can play it for whatever reason, just to see what I'm talking about, then, you know, I invite you to do that. But if the intro was enough to keep you away from it, then, you know, you're a better person than me because I dove in after listening to that. But as always, appreciate y'all taking out time to check out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Have fun. Be safe. Peace.